Hey everybody, welcome to the Wreath Workshop. I am Ashley Greenwood with 3 Little Greenwoods Creations, and today we are going to be making a small Christmas wreath because not everybody needs this big behemoth of beautiful Christmas on their front door. If you're watching right now, you might be watching the replay over on Facebook, so if you would just please comment #replay and let me know where you're watching from. So come on in and let's get started. So we are going to be making a small version of this wreath recipe. This is a gorgeous peacock Christmas wreath. It is full of beautiful colors. I love it, but it was made on a 24-inch evergreen Christmas wreath base. And once I added all that goodness to it, it was like, I think it's like 28 inches in diameter. That is a huge wreath. A lot of people don't want a huge Christmas wreath. So let's make a simple Christmas wreath together on a small wreath base. Good morning, Mama Bear. Hello, TikTok family. As you hop on, please let me know where you are watching from. I always love to see that. So we're going to begin with an 18-inch wreath base. I know, isn't that beautiful? It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, love it. And people really like peacock Christmas wreaths. Like, who knew? But a lot of people really love them, and I try to make some every year. So there we go. Good morning, Louisiana and Fort Worth. Hello to the Highlands of Scotland. Hey, Georgia. Instagram, good morning, good morning. It is so pretty, isn't it? So this wreath is going to be, and this is an 18-inch evergreen Christmas wreath. It is an elevated Christmas wreath, and that simply means that it has 2 rings on the inside instead of 1. So it's got a little bit more depth to it. I have gone ahead and fluffed it all up. It is really important that you fluff up your evergreens, whether it is a wreath or a garland or whatever you get. Take the time, put your gloves on so you don't scratch your hands up, and really touch every one of these. People call them pine tines. I don't know what they're called. Touch everything, okay? Make it big, make it full, make it go out all the different places. Hello, my friends in South Carolina. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I am a former kindergarten teacher turned wreath maker turned small business owner, and now I am sharing my love of wreath making with all of you. Got my Christmas t-shirt on from Peach Marketplace this morning because why not? Yesterday I was wearing one of my new t-shirts because I was doing some filming and I forgot it was on, and I went out in public with a Merry Christmas t-shirt on. I got some looks because, you know, people are nosy and they want to know why the heck I was wearing a Christmas t-shirt in October. Hello, Arizona and Oklahoma. Hello to my friend in the Netherlands. Welcome. Got lots of South Carolina people on today. Okay, so let's get busy. Here's the color scheme that we're going for. We're going to start with an 18-inch evergreen wreath base, and our color scheme is going to be red, white, and Christmas green or lime green. You got some flock? Listen, I want some. I want you to try it out and let me know if it's as easy as they say. Okay, Jen? Oops, sorry. Here's our color scheme. These are our ribbons that we're going to be using. Someone just asked, where do I find bases like this? This is just a Christmas wreath. You can get this at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's. It's simply a Christmas wreath, but it measures, let's talk about how they measure these things, okay? It measures 18 inches from this tip to this tip. Let's just measure it just to see. They measure them from tip to tip. So your job is to make it as big as you can get it. Let's see if it's really 18 inches. Yep. Actually, it's 20. It's 20 inches all the way across. So if you pull it from here to here, it's 20 inches. So 18 to 20 inches. You can get these all over. I found a stash of these in my wreath workshop, and I'm determined to use them. You know, I'm always telling you guys, you have to use the supplies that you have on hand. Don't run out and buy a whole new stuff every time you want to make something. Look and see what you already have, okay? Because no one needs to go in debt making wreaths. All right, so here we go. Here's our color scheme. I might add this lime green in as well. So we're going to be making a bow just like this one, and then we're going to be adding ribbons throughout, adding shatterproof ornaments, greenery, and just making it really, really pretty. Okay, let's get started with the bow. Hold on one second. Let me turn that off. There we go. Hello, hello. Yeah, the lime green. I love lime green. Love lime green. It looks really pretty. So where do I get my ribbons from? Everyone always wants to know, where do I get my ribbons from? Hello, Kelly. Yeah, that peacock, that's gorgeous. It's not really my style, but people love them, and they're so pretty. So where do I get my ribbons from? These ribbons are a collection of Sam's Club Christmas ribbon, Craft Outlet, and I think that's it. If you want a list of where I purchase and where you can purchase Christmas ribbons from without having a resale or a business license, there is a link in my profile. Go check it out. Hello, my friends from South Carolina. So I'm going to start by making the bow first. Let's hang this up. I'm going to get rid of my beautiful wreath because I don't think you're going to be able to see what I'm making with this hanging up on the wall. There we go. Look at that. Y'all, that's so pretty. I told you it was big. It's so big. I'm going to have to find a special box to mail that in. You wish we had a Sam's Club. Oh my goodness. We don't have a Costco. So all I know is Sam's Club. So I'm not sure about the beautiful ribbons or the not so beautiful ribbons that Costco may have, because I don't have one of those. Let's hang up our 18-inch evergreen. Let me show you how to add a hook or a loop on the back, or hanger. I'm going to take my bind wire. This is bind wire. If you don't have bind wire, just use a pipe cleaner. That is okay too. I'm going to cut a length of it. Bind wire is simply wire that is covered in paper. I love it because I can cut it as long as I need it. You used to live in Colorado and had Sam's, and now you're in Washington and they don't have one. I know, that's a bummer, isn't it? So I'm making a loop with my bind wire. I'm going to grab one of the wires on the back, put the loop down in the wire like this. I'm going to twist my ends together. It's going to make a circle. Now take the bottom piece of the circle, pull it through the top piece of the circle, and you have made a hook for your wreath. Easy peasy. Now I'm going to put it on my wreath easel. Everyone always asks about this. This is simply a lightweight art easel that I stole from my little girl. You can see that my children have decorated it for me. I have it secured in place with zip ties because when I first started wreaths, even now, I'm going to get scrappy rather than go out and spend a lot of money. So this is simply just a lightweight art easel. Will it make it stronger? I've been using jute twine. Will what make what stronger? Can you give me some more details about that? Dollar Tree has them for $5. They have art easels for $5. That would be good. Now, this is really lightweight, okay? I'm hooking it up here at the top. And sometimes my wreaths get really heavy. So I borrowed a weight for my boy's dumbbell, and I put that down on the back. Okay, so let's give it a little bit more fluffing. Fluff it all out. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna move this over. I've got my hot glue skillet going. I do not use a glue gun. I use a hot glue skillet. Let me show you what it looks like, because everybody always wants to know. That little piece right here. This is simply a small electric skillet that I drop hot glue sticks in. I only use Gorilla Glue. It just melts it. I turn it off, it hardens. I turn it on in the morning and it heats back up. I never clean it out. This is so much easier than using a glue gun because both of your hands are free. Excuse me. Gosh, it is glitter and flocking season over here. It's just sneeze city. Let's start with our bow. Now, I have a free bow making tutorial in the link in my profile. I might go a little too fast right now, but you can always go back and get that free video tutorial. I always use my bows. I always make my bows on an easy bow maker. Amazon, it's linked to my Amazon storefront. So the ribbons that we're going to use, I'm only going to use 3. So I think I'm going to set this candy cane stripe aside. Back here with all of the other ribbons that I have. Y'all want to see my stack of ribbons? That's the stack of ribbons that I need to go put back up. Anyone else have that problem? Like you're super creative and you just keep piling up all of your stuff because you think, well, maybe I'll use it, or you don't want to stop to put things away. That would be me. This is Sam's ribbon from the spring, but whenever you can find a good deal on red or white or red ribbon, get it, because you can use this ribbon all year round. Christmas, Valentine's Day, 4th of July. So yeah, get all of it. Your ribbons are all over your office. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm very blessed that I was able to stay in our home for my wreath workshop. Not that I could afford to move out, but I've taken over a guest bedroom, and the room over the garage is what is filled with my supplies, all my ribbon racks, all my florals. It's over there, and this is the guest bedroom. Here's what I'm using. Lime green, polka dot, and this really pretty striped with the fuzzy edges. It's going to be super, super cute. So let's start with the red and white stripe. Now again, I might be going a little too fast for you, so you can always get the bow tutorial. It's in the link in my profile here on TikTok. If you had more room, you'd be more creative. I know. I feel ya. When I first started making wreaths, I made wreaths in the children's playroom with a command hook on the wall. And I just got scrappy. I saw this lady. Well, let me back up. I'm a teacher. I have over 20 years of experience, most of the public school system. But my last teaching job was in a sweet church preschool. I loved my job, but one day I was at home after school, wasting time on Facebook, and I saw this lady making wreaths, and I've always been super crafty. I've made wreaths for our home. I've made other decorations for our home, like, no-sew curtains and stuff like that. And I was watching her work, and I thought to myself, I can totally do that. So I did a little bit more investigating, and I realized that she had a whole business selling wreaths, and she was doing a great job. She was making a pretty good income with it, and I was so intrigued. So I kept watching, and I started making. and I got better and better. I had local friends that supported me at first, and then the next thing I know, I've got an Etsy shop, and it started doing well. Here's my first layer for my bow. This is these are 5-inch loops on my Easy Bow Maker. So this is my first layer. I've moved everything around where I want it as I'm working. Okay, back to my story. So I started an Etsy shop, and at first it was pretty slow going, but I could see the potential of what it could do, what I could do with my small business. And when the pandemic came and we were all sent home, especially teachers, I decided to invest in my business and invest in myself. And I started working really, really, really hard in my Etsy shop. I got a business coach who helped me tremendously. And I just started growing, and people started buying like crazy during the pandemic. I don't know if any of you guys have a small business or an online business, but it just kind of went crazy. So then I could really see that it could be a profitable business for me, and I decided to step back from my teaching job. And here I am, making wreaths and bows. Now I'm on TikTok with my TikTok family. My TikTok that I posted today was the very first TikTok video that I ever posted about how people thought that I was crazy, that I quit teaching to make wreaths. Where am I? I am in South Carolina. Here's my second layer of ribbon. These are all 1.5-inch ribbons. They are wired. I only use wired ribbon. This is an Easy Bow Maker. Got my first layer on the bottom and my sheer lime green on top of that. Now I'm going to go to my focal ribbon, my really pretty ribbon. I put that on top because I want to be able to see it. So this is my focal ribbon. This came from Craft Outlet. It is a 50-yard roll. That's why it's so big. If you find something that you love, like a ribbon, and it comes in a 50-yard roll, get it. You ran into me on your feet and you had to come and see. Well, welcome to the Wreath Workshop. Thank you. People tell me all the time I have a soothing voice. That is my kindergarten teacher voice to calm the crazies, if you know what I mean. I am very grateful in this day and age that I'm not in public education anymore, because that has just it's changed. It's just really, really changed. I can be mean too. That is my college boy who better be in between classes. You hear me? My children like to pop in while I'm doing Facebook Lives, y'all. It just cracks me up. Hello, my Wreath of the Month Club friend. Where are you going? There you are. Hello. You are a former teacher. Congratulations. Yeah, it is a calling, but it's getting really hard. Who is my business coach? Send me a direct message. Hey, is that my friend Sweet Girl Designs? Hello, sweet Kayla, right? Kayla? These pictures are really little and no one has their real name like on Facebook, so it's hard for me to keep track. You love that my son stopped by to see me? Yeah, he's a mess. He better be on his way back to class. We are so proud of him. He is attending a tech school here in our state, and he's going to be a diesel tech mechanic. Yeah, diesel tech mechanic. He's learning how to do diesel tech, and he is going to be living in Charleston one day, working on all the fancy people's boats, making a killing. You love that my kids drop in. You taught art classes for 27 years. That is very physical, yeah. You made a wreath last week and you saw my TikTok? Well, welcome to the wreath workshop. I'm so glad that you are here. That is a great paying job. We're very happy. How many layers are my bows? This bow is going to have 3 ribbons, so it's going to be 3 layers. I'll put one more on this one. Guys, thank you for following me. If you have a friend that you think would like to learn more about wreath making, I would love it if you would share this video with them. And I also heard if you double tap on the screen, it lets a lot more people see it. So if you feel like it, double tap. Hello, my Greenville, South Carolina friend. Welcome. We just went through Greenville last week on our fall break. My children had a fall break this year. And we went to Asheville, which was beautiful. It was freezing cold. Freezing cold. Hello to my friend in Central Missouri. Welcome. So here's what we got. Okay, 3 ribbons, all 1.5 inch wide, all wired. The bottom 2 came from Sam's. The top came from Craft Outlet. If you want to know where I get all of my ribbons from, there is a list in my profile, a link in my profile. Hello everyone. You got to get the bow maker. Yeah, you do, because there is no way I can make all of these bows if I had to hold them by hand. It would just hurt too much. Bows make you happy. Hello to my friend in the UK and Odessa. Welcome. Wait a minute. I remind you of your cousin who taught in Texas. Oh, that's sweet. Hello, London. Welcome. The bow maker is an easy bow maker. It is listed in my Amazon storefront. If you purchase through that link, I get a little bit of a kickback to buy more ribbon. So, go check it out. Hello, South Africa. Welcome. Okay, now we're going to get the bow off of the Easy Bow Maker. And I'm going to use a piece of pipe cleaner or chenille stem, okay? There we go. Are you there? My screen has gone dim, and it's really hard for me to see your comments, and I don't understand why it's gone dim. You got a bow maker from the thrift store for 92 cents? That is amazing. So I'm taking my pipe cleaner. I am putting it underneath all of my loopy loops. Then I'm going to get a zip tie, an 8-inch zip tie. Okay. I'm going to put that up under all my loopy loops too. I have a really good Christmas bow tutorial linked in my profile. You guys should get it because I know this is hard for you to see, and I'm really sorry about that. Start over, you just joined. Well, hello friend, welcome to the Wreath Workshop. I'm gonna pull it all out and let me show you what I got, okay? So on the back, there is my pipe cleaner. I'm gonna maneuver it so it's in the middle. I'm gonna pull the buckle of my pipe cleaner to the back. How did I pick the ribbon sequence? That is a very good question. Hold on one second. I'm going to tighten this really good. Tighten it as hard as you can because this zip tie is going to make your bow loops pop. Buckle of the zip tie. Yeah. I'm going to pop it off. I'm so glad you are here too. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to fluff it. And then I'm going to answer the question about how did I pick the order or the sequence of the ribbons. I'm going to take my fingers and go in each and every one of these loops. Now I already moved them where I wanted them to be before I took them out of the Easy Bow Maker. and it's really important. It just helps you in the end. The zip tie is holding this ribbon so tight, you can really manhandle it pretty good, and it's not gonna fall out, not gonna pull out. That's so pretty. Ooh, I love this ribbon. Okay, so let's talk about the ribbon. So first I want to talk about how I chose the ribbons and the colors. I have a focal ribbon. This is my focal ribbon. So I'm going to get all of my colors out of here. So you can see there's white, red, lime green, and the dark Christmas green. So on the bottom I have my red. Here's my lime green. I want you to notice that I have a stripe, a solid, and a polka dot. You need to add different patterns as well as different colors, okay? That's how I chose them. Now, the way that I decided the order of my ribbons is I really wanted this one to be on top because the ribbon that is on top is what's going to get seen the most. So I put my red on the bottom. I didn't put my green on the bottom because it's sheer. You can see that it's sheer and it needs something to hold it up a little bit or to add some color behind it. So I have my polka dot, my sheer, and then my focal ribbon on the top. And here is the pipe cleaner on the back. That's how I'm going to attach it. This is my Easy Bow Maker. I got this from my grandmother 10-15 years ago. This is what I learned how to make bows on. There are other bow making tools. This is my favorite, okay? Can we use smaller wired ribbon for bows on presents? Sure, you can. Where did I get the focal ribbon from? Craft Outlet. I have a whole list of where you can buy beautiful Christmas ribbon linked in my profile here on TikTok, so go check that out. There's also where you can shop for florals, all kinds of stuff, and the free bow making tutorial, which is a lot like this one. Let's get started with our ribbon, our wreath. Okay, so I'm going to maneuver you guys around just a little bit. My wreath looks a little wonky, doesn't it? Let's fix it. It's flat right here. Just going to give it a little bit of a fluff. Now, I don't know if you saw this, but I had a beautiful peacock wreath, and I am making a smaller version of that. This wreath measures, it says it's an 18 inch, it's about 18 to 20 inches from tip to tip, okay? That's how they measure them, from this tip to that tip over there. Did I make the wreath? Oh no, I got this from Hobby Lobby, I think. I didn't make the wreath. I made the peacock wreath. It was gorgeous. You're welcome. So let's take our bow. I'm going to move some of this around and we're going to place it right here. Now, for some reason, my screen is backwards. Okay, I cannot figure out how to fix it. So for me, this is on the left-hand side, but for you, this might be the right-hand side. That's why my letters are backwards. If anybody knows how to fix that, let me know. I don't know how to fix it. I've tried. I need to get my college son that hopped on a few minutes ago to help me figure it out. So there's our first thing. We attached our bow into our wreath. Now we are going to add some greenery. Actually, let's add some greenery first before we put the bow on there. It is because I'm using the front camera. You're right. You're right. Under camera. Okay, I'll try to go back and figure it out. There is an effect called inverted. Wait, is my boy still on here? Is he still watching? He probably is. You need to take bow lessons. It is a kid's painting easel. Okay, I'm changing my mind a little bit. I'm going to take the bow off and add greenery now so it doesn't get in on my ribbons. I got so excited asking you questions about how to like do the inverted thing. You replied to him. That's okay. He should be in class. You know what I'm saying? He should be in class. I think it's time, maybe English, maybe. Hold on, I'm taking this pipe cleaner off. There we go. Okay, so we're going to take this off and set it aside. All right? Yeah, you love how I smile when I think of him. He is the sweet boy. We're going to add some greenery to this really dark base, okay? We need to liven it up a little bit. Here's my bow maker. Easy bow maker. So here's what I'm going to do for greenery. I have some picks from Hobby Lobby. They have bells on them. I don't think I'm going to keep the bells, but I'm going to take them apart and use the greenery in my wreath. Do I do just crafts? I actually do wreaths. I am a wreath maker. So if you would like to learn more about wreaths, I'd love for you to hang out with me. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that bell on, just like that. Let's cut it a little bit shorter. Actually, let's pull it all apart. So you have lots of pieces. I'm going to have lots of pieces. How often do I go live? I go live at least twice a week on Monday mornings around 10 o'clock, usually making orders and bows. And on Thursdays, the time depends. So I'd love for you to get on my email list. You can do that by going to my profile here on TikTok. Let's take this one apart. I'm going to cut off my bell and my pine cone. I don't really want a pine cone on this wreath. I'm going to pull all of my pieces apart and set them aside. Just want to use all of this to add some more texture to the wreath. Can I see a wreath that you would put over a 2-car garage? Something like this would be a great choice. Listen, I don't want you guys to be afraid of putting your wreaths outside. It's just for a short season. Yes, they might get a little bit faded in the sun. Of course, if you're able to bring them in during really severe weather, that would be great. But I want you to have some joy in your decorating, okay? Before you put anything on it, you first put a bow. I changed my mind. I took the bow off because I want to put the greenery on there. So I've got all this different greenery. Let's use one more of these. I think I got these picks after Christmas on super sale, which is when everybody loves to shop, right? I'm just going to take them apart and use the greenery all around the wreath. Last year was a really good year to get things on super sale because of the supply chain issue. A lot of places just didn't get their inventory like they expected, especially Michael's. Does anyone else remember that from last year? About how when you went to buy Christmas stuff at Michael's, they didn't have anything? Okay, so here's the plan. Let me stand up so I can see. I am going to take this greenery and I'm going to go around the wreath and add it in. Okay, so watch. Here is the pick. I'm going to dip it in my glue skillet off camera over here. I'm going to place it in, and then I'm going to twist some pine around it so that it's stuck in place. Okay, and then I'm going to move it just a little bit and do it again. Take my stem, dip it into my hot glue skillet, twist some pine around it, and glue it into place. Just going to spin and go all around. I have 6 of these, so I will place them as evenly as I can around the wreath. Just dipping it in the hot glue skillet and twisting the pine around it. When the hot glue hits this evergreen base, it melts it, okay? Sorry guys, just this off camera. Let me go down right here. There's my greenery. Gonna place it into the wreath and then twist some greenery around it. That's like double secure because the hot glue is going to melt that PVC evergreen, and then it's also going to hold it into place. I'm just going to lay it down. Ouch. Hot glue is hot, y'all. And then put it in there. So there we go. We got some different greenery. Let's add some more. We have lots of these little pieces, which is just different enough to add some more color. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to dip it in, place it down, and then wrap it. Now I am putting my greenery all in the same rotation. You don't want your greenery all cockeyed. So it's all going the same direction. This is a little bit tedious, but I wanted to show you guys how you can take a plain wreath and add some more dimension and some more texture to it. Just by taking apart some picks and adding it to there. Oh, I like these pieces. These have a little bit of the little leaf on there. Wait a minute, let me add this piece to the middle. I'm going around the middle first, and then with what I have left over, I'll go around the outside edges. One more piece. Okay. Let's add these. Guys, thank you for answering questions from people that are asking them. I appreciate you. It's hard for me to work and see the questions come in. So I have this little piece right here. I think I'm going to put it in the middle. I always divide these wreaths in like outside, inside, and middle. And we're just adding texture. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure that all the greenery is going the same way. Give it a little fluff. I love these little leaves. That really adds some of that lime green color. Twisting it around. And I got one more piece. I wish it had a leaf on it, but it doesn't, but that's okay. So here's the hot glue. Probably got a little too much. Be careful. I am getting myself burned a lot less using the glue skillet, but it's still hot glue. How can you do a live decorating? Can you do a live decorating of a Christmas garland that goes on a mantle? Yeah, I got a plan for that. I really do want to do one of those. So I've got these little leaves. Let's see where I'm going to go. I'm looking for like blank spots now. I'm just going to add them in. Since I only have 3 of these, I need to make a triangle. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. That'll be way more visually appealing than if you clump them all up together. Okay, and one more over here. I don't have very much of a stem on that one. There we go. All right, so here's what we have so far. So we've taken a basic evergreen wreath and added a lot more texture to it. Let's pull this up. Any tips on storing these over the rest of the year? I cover mine in a large trash bag and hang them up, like either in a closet or, you know, somewhere in your house. You love to see me decorate a stair railing. That's a great idea. You guys are full of awesome ideas today. Okay, so now that we've done this, let's hang this sucker back up. Remember, we have a hook on the back. You're trying to use deco mesh for a fuller look, but it's quickly becoming a villain in your story. Preach! Deco mesh, I love deco mesh. It's really vibrant. It's so pretty. It's inexpensive, but it is hard to use sometimes, I have to say. So I'm proud of you for trying to use it. So here we go. We've got our wreath going. We're going to go back up on the easel. We're going to put our bow back on it. Okay, thank you for being patient with me. I wanted to do that first. If I had put the bow on there, it would have been really tricky for me to try to evenly space out the greenery. And I probably would have gotten glue on my bow, and I do not want to do that. Okay, just pulling this back. Don't pull your bows so tight that they collapse into your wreath. You want to make them secure, but you don't want to tighten them so much that they like fold in on themselves. And you can always move this pine around to get the look that you want. Tap those screens, y'all are awesome. Where did I get the stand for my wreath? The stand for my wreath is an inexpensive art easel that I stole from my little girl. She got an art kit for Christmas, and I wanted to see, I had been making wreaths on a command hook in the children's playroom.
Hello, my name's Michelle, I'm 39.
And I wanted to use something different. I'm trying to see if I can find myself on my computer so I can see your comments, but I don't think that's going to happen. I should have used my iPad. So here's what I have now. Now the next step that I'm going to do is add some ribbon. We're going to get our ribbons back out. And we're going to need some pipe cleaners. Hey Tammy, thanks for answering questions. I appreciate you. So what I want to do is add ribbon, and I want it to kind of like loop. I want it to loop and loop. So I'm going to be doing 2 big loops on here. That's my kindergarten teacher coming out and going loop and loop. When I was teaching little ones, the more interesting I could make it, the better. Yes, I use Gorilla Glue. It is the only glue I use. You can get it from Michael's. You can get it from Walmart, lots of places. So take your 3 ribbons, and I'm going to stack them up. I have my focal ribbon on the top, my sheer shimmery green in the middle, and the polka dot on the back. I'm going to take a pipe cleaner and crimp them together. So you see I've got about a 6-inch tail. I'm going to use my pipe cleaner to hold it together. See? Now this is going to make a really pretty loop on my wreath. I'm going to turn it a little bit so I can see. And I like to go from here to there. Okay? So I'm going to reach into my evergreen and find one of the metal rings blindly. Get both of my pipe cleaners back there. There, I got it. Now again, I don't want to pull this so tight that it's going to cinch it into my wreath, but I want it to be secure, so I'm going to twist it on the back, just like this. And I want my loop to fall about right here. Okay, look at the color. So pretty. So let's do the same thing. I'm going to pinch my ribbons together. Use a pipe cleaner. Twist it in place. I don't want this to pop off. Guys, thanks so much for following. Do I have the Easy Bow Maker? Yeah. Oh, Kelly's answering questions. Thank you, Kelly. I'm going to add that about right there. Secure it in the back by twisting your zip ties together. Now let's cut these. I want it to hang down a little bit. And just like that. Yes, the Easy Bow Maker that I use, I got from my grandmother about 10-15 years ago. So it's going to look a little bit different than the one that you see on Amazon when you go. But it's the same thing. So look how I plucked that big thing out. That is so pretty. Now let's do it over here. Gonna get my ribbons together again. Another pipe cleaner. Now for this one, I want it to pretend like it's coming out from up under this bow right here. So I'm not going to leave a long tail. Just like this. Let's hold our little pinch together with our pipe cleaner. You keep trying, guys. Listen, I didn't learn how to do this overnight. It took years. It took a long time. So don't give up on yourself. Just keep working at it. So I have my little tie with all 3 of my ribbons. And I'm going to come way up under here, like it's coming out from up under the bow. I want it to seem like it's going to have this really pretty ribbon tail on there, but it's faux. It's not for real. You're loving the lime green. Yeah, it is really pretty. It does make a big impact. A big impact. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to take this little loopy loop and we're going to add it right here. One more pipe cleaner. Excuse my reach. Let's pinch it together. So really, this is a super simple wreath recipe. It's just an evergreen that you added a little bit more greenery to. Now this was a really full evergreen. Sometimes you can buy one of the ones that are really skimpy. You're just going to need to add more greenery to it to build it up. Didn't really have to do that much with this one because it was so ready to go. It was beautiful. Let's pull this down just a little bit more. Once you get your greenery added, gonna add some really pretty ribbon. And we're gonna add some ornaments and a little bit more and it'll be done. Let's fan this out. Move your greenery out of the way if you need to. Let's put this on this side. Just separating the ribbon. Think about using this wreath recipe with different colors. Any color, okay? All right, there we go. I have some questions. What size base am I using? This is an 18-inch to 20-inch evergreen wreath base. Okay, now let's add some ornaments, some inexpensive, shatterproof ornaments. Got them in my bucket. So I just went around my workshop and gathered up some ornaments. So, I mean, you probably have ornaments in your workshop as well. You have a feeling your Christmas tree and decor are surfacing. Yeah, I got a need to get my stuff out for real. So I love these. These actually came off of a garland. That's why there's a hole in the bottom of it. Came off of an ornament garland. These are really pretty. I've got 3 of them. So let's add these first. These are going to be like some of our focal ones, but I also that would be cute. Boom, boom, boom. You bought some greeneries for Amazon and they were skimpy. Yeah, sometimes that happens. I know. Sometimes it happens, doesn't it? You order things that you think are going to be fantastic and you're like, oh, this is not what I wanted. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to take these ornaments and add them to the middle of where my ribbons are poofing, my little poofies. And I need to turn it, guys. I'm sorry. I hope that you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to take it and dip it in my hot glue skillet and be really careful that I don't get burned. Just going to glop some glue on there. Add it to my thing and then pull the evergreen around it. And hold it in place for just a second. It dries pretty quickly, but you don't want it rolling off. Perfect. Let's put a red one here, something different. I usually pull these little nubbies off, but I can't get it off and I'm not worried about it. So let's put that one in there too. Gonna add it right here. And again, I'm pulling the greenery around it. I'm pulling my bows around it. Did y'all hear my dog? She's getting bored being in the wreath workshop and she wants to go outside. You wish you could use a glue skillet. Why can't you? I love my glue skillet. Okay, there we go. Now let's add one more of these. Down here, I'm pulling the color around. Put it in my glue skillet, lifting up my ribbon and just nestling that in. Pull your greenery up and around. I'm pulling my ribbons just a little bit to make sure it's looking like I want it. So I've got a green. I'm gonna put that right over here. Next, all we're doing next is we're just going to fill in around our wreath with shatterproof ornaments. That's all we're gonna do. You have a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old and they get into everything. Oh yeah, my goodness. I remember those days. We have a freshman in college and we have a sophomore in high school. I'm just gonna move this around so you guys can see what I'm doing. And we have a little girl in middle school. And the days, the years where they were little like that, it's hard. It is so hard, isn't it? I think that's gonna stay. Let's keep on keeping on. I wish I had some. Ooh, what about these? These would be so cute. So these came from Hobby Lobby. Let's add these before we finish adding the ornaments. I'm just going to take them and touch each and every one of these. Make it as big as I can get it. I only have 2 of these in here. So I think I'm going to put one on either side of the bow. These were $2.99 last year. They're probably $3.99 now. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, dipping them in my hot glue. Putting them in my evergreen, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a twist so that it stays secure. Oh, I like that. I wish I had more, but I'm trying to make it simple, right? It is really easy to get crazy. And I do usually like more is more, but I'm trying to make a smaller wreath. Not as big as the peacock wreath that I showed at the beginning. Let's put this one down here. Move some of my greenery out of the way. Dipping it in my hot glue. slide that in, and I'm wrapping a piece of the pine around it. Ooh, love it. You want to make a Thanksgiving wreath. That would be really pretty. And listen, everything's on sale now. So go get you some fall stuff and make you a Thanksgiving wreath. That would be so pretty. Okay, I'm looking to see where I need big stuff. Let's put one right here behind the bow. I'm lifting my ribbons out of the way, and I'm adding my ornament. I'm going to hold this one in place because there's not a whole lot behind it. Where did I get my easel? This was a lightweight art easel from my daughter's art kit at Christmas one year. You can get them at all of the craft stores. It's just a lightweight art easel. I have it rigged in place with zip ties so that it doesn't fall down when a wreath gets really heavy. But yeah, get scrappy. They have some beautiful wreath easels that you can purchase from Etsy, but I haven't done that yet because I'm cheap. Got some white ones. I love adding white. Just let me turn it just a little bit. Let's add a pretty green. Right here is looking like it needs something. Being real careful with this hot glue. It is a electric skillet filled with hot glue. I do not want to get burned. There we go. Got another one. Let's nestle that right in there. And I have one more. So let's make a triangle, like 1, 2, 3 over here. This is looking really, really dark. How much do I sell the final product for? Well, here's how I figured that out. That is a very good question. So when I first started making wreaths, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and they were awful. I would take all of my little tags and sit down and add them all up. And so say they all added up and they were $40, $50. And I didn't put down the price that I got it on sale for, because say one week it's 50% off, but the next week it's not, and you need to make it again. You need to charge the full retail price. So add up the full retail price, okay? Let's say it's $50. When I first started out and I was awful, I would add it all up and I would times it by 2. And that would be what I sold my wreath for. So it would be $100. And then I got better, and I decided, you know what, I deserve for my craft a little bit more money. And I was learning how to do shipping and all that, which is a whole nother ball of wax. So the next time, so then I started adding it all up, $50, and I would times it by 2.5. And that would be the cost of my product. And then I finally got so good, and I got confident in myself. Not so good, but you know, I could see that I was doing well and people were really buying my things, and I felt good about my wreath making skills. Now I times everything by 3, so that if it costs me $50 in product, my cost to list it on Etsy would be $150, but that includes the shipping, because I say shipping is free. It's not free. It's in the price of the wreath. That white really pops. I know. I might have to go get some more of the little whites. If you've been watching me for long, like Kelly has been, you know that I love anything white because it really, really, really pops. I love white ribbon. I love little white accents because you can really see it a lot better. Yeah, nothing is free. Can I show the glue skillet? I will at the end. If you'll just hang out with me for just a little bit longer. I'm almost finished. Just want to make sure that stays there. So I've got a white here and a white here. Let's add one over here because it's super dark up there. Let's put one right there. I love hanging out with you guys. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. It's usually just me and my sweet dog in the wreath workshop during the day. So I appreciate that. You live in a low-income area on a few acres and the market isn't good here. I do not sell locally. Okay, let me say that one more time. I do not sell in my hometown. I sell on Etsy because when people go to Etsy, the people that are on Etsy, they have money and they want something beautiful and unique. The people in my hometown, they're just not quite able to pay or willing to pay $150 for a wreath. So yeah. Do people really pay $150? Yes, they do. They really do. You really need to get to work, but you're so invested. That is awesome. Okay, I need to step back and look at this gorgeousness. Because I'm thinking this is super dark over here. I'm going to turn it. And I'm looking for the garland. Hold on. I got this last year to do something with it, and I never did. So now I'm cutting it apart to add to this. You're welcome. Listen, I had all of these same questions when I first started out. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I didn't know how to price things. I thought nobody is ever going to pay that much money for a wreath. Are you kidding me? People will pay. But you have to really work at your craft and you have to keep at it. Looks like someone at Cindy Lou Who's house. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? All right, guys. I think I'm done. I think I'm going to leave it alone and come back and look at it later. Oh my goodness. Fake it till you make it. Exactly. You keep trying to learn every day. That's what you need to do. That's what I do. Listen, I invest in myself and I invest in my business, and I am constantly learning from others and sharing with others so that I can get better and that they can get better. So this is a small wreath. It is made on an 18-inch evergreen wreath base. It is so very pretty. We started by adding some greenery to the evergreen base just to brighten it up a little bit. And then we added our bow and our beautiful ribbon. I love how the ribbon cascades all around. And then we added some shatterproof ornaments and some little fuzzy pom-poms, and that's it. So this is a wreath recipe that you guys can do. I would love for you to try it. And I would love for you to follow along. If you're not already following along with me, I would love for you to follow me along here on TikTok or on Facebook, because I take these videos and I post them to my Facebook page, 3 Little Greenwoods. I'm on Facebook, I am everywhere. I would also love for you to join my email list, and that simply is going to let you be able to know when I go live, when I have new tutorials on TikTok. Here's how you can get on that list. you can go to my homepage here on TikTok and click the link right up under where it says free wreath tutorials. You can choose the free Christmas wreath bow tutorial, which I hope you do because it's a great tutorial. You can, and that's one way to get on my list. You can choose to find out where to get beautiful Christmas ribbon. That will put you on my list. You can choose to find out where to get florals from. All of those things will put you on my list, so the next time I go live, I will be able to send you an email and let you know. All right, guys, I am signing off. I appreciate you hanging out with me and my sweet dog that's laying over there in the floor. We're going to go outside and get some sunshine and eat some lunch. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of my community. See you later. Bye, guys.